on it and you hear a certain kind of noise. If you think this television is supposed to have this noise because the television is cheap, then you won't take it back to the shop. But if you feel that there is something wrong with this television, it's not supposed to have this noise, then you will bring it to the shop and say something is wrong. But if you think nothing is wrong, then you won't take it back to the shop. This is the price. We paid only $300. How do you expect a great TV? These televisions are supposed to have this problem. So if you do not see something wrong, you are not going to try to bring it to a person who can help you to find out what is wrong and how to solve the problem. So Buddhism says that there are 4 principles. First principle is, until you recognize something is wrong, you are not going to try to, find out how to solve the problem. You won't go to the next step of trying to find out what is the reason there is this problem. What is the cause of this problem? And after searching for the cause of the problem, you need to provide the solution to the problem. And that which is the third noble truth is there is a cessation to suffering. There is a way to finish suffering, to stop suffering or to end suffering. There is a cessation to suffering. Okay? So you start to find the solution, to find out what is wrong. And once you find the solution, then there are activities needed to be carried out to stop the suffering or to end the suffering. Knowing the solution is not enough, because knowing the solution and doing the activities to stop this thing is different. So you go to a doctor and the doctor gives you medicine to cure, but you don't take the medicine. You put the medicine in the cupboard. You have the medicine, you know what you should do. You're supposed to stop eating sugar, but you continue to eat sugar. You're supposed to exercise and you don't exercise. You know the answer, but you don't do the answer, you don't finish the program. So the 4th part of this science of development is do the activities. So we are trying to follow that same system here, where how are we going to help to achieve this program? Now, what is the problem in this context? What are we trying to say? Okay, I am saying that human beings do not naturally become full human beings. This is wrong. Everybody thinks that this is life, this is a human being. I'm saying no, this is not a human being. A human being is supposed to be somebody outstanding, brilliant, genius, dynamic. We have not completed our development. But the rest of the world does not believe. Many parts, they don't believe. This is who we are. This is my horoscope. Is this true? We say we are not full human beings. We say we are limited. We are saying that we as human beings are supposed to be able to see, understand, achieve, accomplish so many great things. But we are not. Because we think this is who we are. We cannot see that we are, having some limitation. There's something wrong with us. That we are living in an illusion. We cannot see that. Okay? And because people cannot see that, they don't do anything. They don't go to the cause. Now I want to know, is this true? Is it true that there is something wrong with humanity? That human beings are supposed to be human beings, the highest creation of God. We have not achieved our potential. And I'm saying we are supposed to achieve our potential. There is a way to achieve our potential. But because we have accepted the fact that this is who we are, we have done nothing. We have lived our life. Because we have been taught, we have been indoctrinated that girls are lower than boys, girls feel lower than boys, you are stupid so you feel stupid. There's so much of wrong indoctrination which has happened to us. And because of this, we have come to believe that this is who we are. And there's so many other reasons, but we have come to the cause difference. Is it true that actually we are not who we are? We're supposed to be wonderful human beings. We can change this world. We can turn this world around. We can stop poverty. We can, any human being who strive to achieve their full potential will be able to achieve things, will change their village, will change their community, guaranteed. If we could help people to achieve their full potential, they will never leave their environment in the old way. They will do massive things. Is this true? Is it that only people who are born special, leaders are born, not leaders are made? Great human beings are born because they are supposed to be great human beings. Great human beings are not made. That only if you are born, then you will be great. Like the movie Matrix. The movie Matrix said they had to look for Neo. I don't believe they have to look for Neo. I believe that every one of us is supposed to become a Neo. Okay. He may have had an extra advantage because during his upbringing some extra guidance was there. I don't believe that there are special human beings on earth. I believe every one of us has the same potential, but there's so much of work to do. We all need to have different things. So, how to prove? Because if we can prove to all of us here, if we can prove to ourselves that we are not complete, that actually we are supposed to be better human, we are supposed to be full human beings, we are supposed to achieve much more of our potential. If we can confirm, if we can find stories, examples, explanations, whatever concepts to show to the people who actually have already accepted, no, this is me, I am not supposed to be great, this is my life, to them, that hello, you're blinded, you are illusion, you are prison, you cannot see. If we can show to them, then maybe they will start to believe, because they have not been shown, and they have actually been shown the opposite. That they are lower, they are weaker, they are unable to do so many things. How to show them? So chapter 1, or the introduction, is to be able to find examples, okay, find ways of how to show to ourselves, to our students, to anybody else, that actually there is this particular aspect of development which has not been taught to humanity in a very, very systematic way. Like for example, 100 years ago, okay, human beings could never read and write except for the very, very special. So everybody thought that we would never be able to read and write, we'll never be able to understand, intellectualize, because to be able to develop your intellectual faculty to great extents, you must have the ability to read and write. You must have the ability to understand abstract concepts and question, test, and all. There must be a lot of exercise development. Okay? So anybody who has got a lot of thinking, a lot of planning, a lot of understanding, a lot of trying to do, their intellectual faculty developed. So humanity came up with this system where you have to learn how to read and write, you have to learn how to count, you have to learn how to be able to study 7-8 subjects at the same time. You need to study 7-8 subjects at the same time so that your mind can switch from one to the other and still focus on all 7-8 subjects and still pass 7-8 subjects. Although some of the subjects are not necessary, but the reason why people were given 7-8 subjects was to be able to make them juggle between so many things. And that helped human beings to think, helped human beings to develop the intellectual faculty and the brain, and that is good. Today we are saying that those people who are having this and those people who are lucky because they have been brought up by good parents and have great opportunities, they are the ones achieving the great things in the world. All the uneducated parents or the poor parents or unaware parents are not training their children. The public school systems are not training humanity to be able to realize who they are. And if this system could be introduced into the world, we would be able to raise humanities to a much, much higher standard. We will be able to help human beings achieve much more of their potential, and this world would be a very, very easy world to advance and stop poverty and stop all this. A lot of other things. And as soon as human beings become educated, knowledgeable, able to think, question, understand, they will not be followers. There will be people who will question. And this will make this world into a wonderful world, because then everybody becomes equal. Because everybody can think, everybody. Today there's so much of difference between those who are outstanding, brilliant, and those who don't even have the ability to stand. Now, this circumstance is the reality. How do we give it to the people who don't believe? They don't believe, and you can explain to them they're not going to accept unless we have got ability, correct stories, correct explanation to be able to break through their thinking. We need to break through their thinking. Everybody has got first brain thinking. Their first brain thinking has already concluded and concluded to say this is how they think. How do we break through and help them to see? And then as you explain, hey, yeah, that is true. We want to get this from them. Yeah, actually it's true. Never thought about it. If you can get this, now you are breaking through. And then you can get them to, yeah. Then they start to confirm, and once they start to confirm, now they will be able to move to the next level. So what we are trying to do is, we are trying to come up with this system. Does it make sense? Are you all clear? Four Noble Truths are the 4 stages, 4 steps. But, so the first Noble Truth which we are trying to establish is, we don't know who we are. We for thousands of years, philosophers have said, know thyself. Actually, we don't know who we are. We have been indoctrinated to say, this is who we are. We really think this is what it is. We really think whatever our conclusion is complete. When in reality it's not. And because we think like this, we don't try to find out. We have accepted. So, make sense of what the question is, what the challenge is? So what are we supposed to do? What are the stories? Is this true? How do we prove to people that actually they are oblivious? Now I don't use the word ignorant, I use the word oblivious. The difference for me, my understanding of the word oblivious and ignorant. Ignorant means I don't know. Oblivious means I don't know and I don't accept. I really think I'm right. An ignorant person will say, I don't know, I could be wrong, I don't know. It's a difference between an agnostic and an atheist. An atheist says, no, it's not true. They are against. That is an oblivious person. An oblivious person is going to say, no, I don't accept. I don't think it's right. My opinion is this. They are wrong, but they don't know they are wrong. And they don't accept they are wrong. This is oblivious. An ignorant person is an agnostic. I don't know. If you can help me to see, I believe. They are willing to listen. They are willing to understand. They are willing to question. They are willing to find out. But they don't accept because they don't know. They don't know. This is different. Human beings are oblivious. Human beings are not ignorant. They are oblivious, which is far more difficult. They have got strong faith that what they think is right, and it could be indoctrination, it could be whatever. They are very, very strong to believe what they are is right. They don't know what they don't know, but they are very strong. So it's very strong belief, even though they are limited. Even though they don't know, but they think they know, and they're really conviction, and they are really ready to stand behind what they don't know. So we call this oblivious. One is ignorant, one is oblivious. We are dealing with oblivious people. The world is oblivious. Ignorant people is easier to talk to, easier to explain, because they are humble enough to say, I don't know, please help me see. Yeah, you know, I don't know. Everything out there is so clear about human beings are limited and some and all that, but people don't think so. People have their own conclusions of why is this and that. And so you have to fight 2 parts, not 1 part. You have to break the part where you have to show them that your thinking is actually limiting. This is 1 part. You have to break the part where to show them your thinking is not holistic. Your thinking is not absolute. So you are living by a thinking which has limitations. Okay, this is 1 part. How to prove to them that their thinking is limited, and second thing, how to show them what is there, what is actually possible, ignorant about. They're ignorant about so many things about themselves. They do not know about their, true brains and veils and all that. And we need to break their thinking. We need to show that that thinking is able to produce limited results. And it is preventing the person from seeing so much more. That's why all religions call our thinking illusion. We are living in an illusion. We know, we are so convinced that we are right, but actually we are not necessarily right. There are certain aspects of it which is limited. So they use the word as illusion, Maya, that's the meaning of the word Maya. Maya is trying to say that it's an illusion or oblivious. So how do we actually now find a way of how to help humanity? How do we put together a program and convince the government 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years down the track, we fine-tune the books until we can convince the government that this is something which would help a human being achieve more. Initially, we will definitely have, programs and what we call private programs and programs that people pay to come, because for a government to take a decision like this is difficult. But there will be a lot of people who are convinced and they want to learn and they want to find out, and whether the whole world accepts or not, they want to come. So these people are willing to come. But these are already the intelligent people. These are most of the time already the outstanding people. They already know it's good and they want to learn more. They know actually they should be achieving so much more, but they are not able to achieve. And they want to find out what to achieve. The ones who really don't know are the poor, are the indoctrinated, are the uneducated to a certain extent, who have been really made to believe they are limited and this is who they are. In India it's worse. In India you have a caste system where you are born to be the most intelligent person. That's why you become the priest, and then you are supposed to be a soldier, and you're supposed to be a farmer, and you're supposed to be the lowest caste, uneducated, untouchables and all that. This is how you're born with. They're born with this kind of thinking. How are you going to break them? They really believe that's who they are. Okay? And the culture and the country and the religion and everything consolidates or confirms this. Breaking through there is no easy thing. To break through that kind of thinking which we know so clearly is wrong is very, very difficult. How do we break through that kind of thinking? How do we break through a thinking of people who really believe they are limited? Okay. So this is what we're trying to do. So trying to come up with stories, examples, our motivational book which we have is being able to help people believe that they can achieve more, that they can become confident, but they get stuck halfway. As long as the teacher is there motivating them, they believe. The moment the teacher is not there, they stop believing. Our motivation book is good as long as there is a teacher pushing behind. If there is no teacher, the person stops. That's why everybody, when they come to SALS, as long as they are in SALS, as long as they are teachers, motivators, pushing, encouraging, reminding, providing opportunity, people come up. But the moment they lose that, that's the limit of their development. They don't go further. We have to come up with something better. We have to come up with something better. We have to come up with a system where, to some extent, our stories, our concepts, our program is able to create some kind of self-fire. Within them, there is this fire which is burning and pushing them. Of course, we still need to have teachers, but some level of fire needs to be there. So this is what we are trying to discuss, trying to find out. Clear? Not clear. Understand? Don't understand. Now, if you don't understand, how are we going to teach ourselves? If you are here to test. If you don't understand what's happening, then we need to sit down and simplify, explain until you understand. So you are the test. You are the people who are going to be The test is you are going to be confident, you are going to be dynamic, you are going to be clear, you are going to understand, you have the ability to question, your mind is clear, you have broken free from obliviousness, you are able to achieve all of this. So the test is you. So that's the reason why we are doing this as a kind of a test for everybody to be able to break their own different kinds of blocks, their own different kinds of thinking, their own different kinds of what is preventing you. So this is what we are trying to achieve. So I open this to everybody. So what we will do is this morning we will have the session. In the morning we'll come discuss, and after that, you all in the second part of the morning, you all will go and discuss among yourself. You will question, you will find out, you will read, you will investigate, check the internet, do whatever you need to do to confirm, is this concept true? Is this concept true? Are people oblivious? Are you also having some levels of obliviousness? 1. 2, do you have the ability to teach? Can you teach yourself? Can you explain to yourself? Are you so clear that you can teach? If you cannot teach, you are not clear. This is the test. Tomorrow when you become teachers, when you go and open up all of these centers and teach English and all that, and teaching science of life to them, do you have the ability to teach science of life? If you have the ability to teach science of life, then one thing is for sure, you are on your way to greatness. You are going to basically make a great mark on earth. But if you don't have the ability to teach science of life, without a book, there is no book. You understand whatever is the system, you will be able to explain thoroughly. If you understand and you can teach, you are settled. Now, your students will definitely benefit. Will definitely benefit. So the test is, do you have the ability to understand? Can you be involved? Ask questions, research, find out, check your stories, confirm, consolidate until we get on. So this topic may take 1 day, 1 week, 1 month. Depends on once everybody's convinced before we go to the next topic. Does it make any sense? Please share. What do you think? Comment about this particular topic. Anybody want to add anything? You're not here. Give Shana some bread. We are talking about science of life. We are talking about different kind of food. Please share. Anybody?
Is it the goal to create a program which will help the oblivious people to get out from their obliviousness, or the ignorant people?
Oh, ignorant people will get out with no problem.
With no problem.
No problem. It is the oblivious people.
Because the oblivious people, most of the time when we try to teach science of life to the oblivious people, they like you said, they get caught in their own opinions, right, very strongly, and so we have to break that.
We have to help them to. They don't realize they're oblivious. They don't know they're oblivious. The human system is so tightly nature. It's been done so tightly. People don't realize they don't know. People don't know that they don't know. Because of this, one of the reasons which we are going to cause is because of the first brain, second brain. The first brain, second brain is a massive illusion. So yeah, we want to be able to help oblivious people. Oblivious people are actually very powerful people, very dynamic people. This is what they believe. They can't sleep. And in them, there's tremendous amount of power, conviction. It's not wrong. It's just channeled into the wrong area. Okay. But sometimes too far can be quite difficult. If it has already gone into too heavy indoctrination, very important. They believe, girls really believe they are lower than boy and all that kind of thing. Breaking through is a hell. They really believe that, for example, they believe in a religion from the standpoint that my religion is better than your religion. If they go into that area, okay, it's very difficult to go. When you go into those kind of things where my culture is better, my race is better, and they have those kind of beliefs, become a big problem. Those are different kinds of oblivious people.
Should we look into different kinds of obliviousness? Meaning, like, one is potential, another one is like equality between men and women, then God, example, all these things? Or is it just about survival versus
At this moment, we are trying to prove to people you are oblivious. And then the cause and solutions and all that is step number 2. How are you going to prove to somebody you are oblivious? How are you going to frighten somebody? Obliviousness is dangerous. We want to establish the first negative. How to prove to you, how to break actually human beings are oblivious. Now Moon here, Moon has a sister, it's a twin sister, married with 2 kids. Try explaining to her that she also can become outstanding, educated, dynamic. The mind just cannot accept. You are different. You came out first, I came out second. That's why I am the follower, you are the leader. So, Moon's sister will never believe that she actually can achieve, can understand, can develop much more than what she is. Now, Moon's sister will never be Moon, not because of potential, but because of situation. She's married, 2 kids. She can't travel, she can't go and all that, but she can achieve much more than what she is. They resign, this is my life, village wife. There's nothing more. Tomorrow they will educate their children in their way. How to prove that yes, obliviousness is there. How to also frighten the danger of obliviousness. The danger of not knowing who you are. What are all the dangers of not knowing who you are? You really think you're very clever. You get angry, okay? You scream, you shout, you believe, and then tomorrow, sorry. Or you have so much belief in yourself, okay? Whatever you hear, you believe, and then you get into trouble. Okay? How to show somebody that actually we can develop great skills. A human being should develop great skills. A human being has the ability to become somebody outstanding. They need to be trained. We need to provide this education system. And it will take us 10 years to take the world. Why? Social media, everybody will sooner or later pass this message. pass the book so people can read, can understand. But how to be able to prove now? Question, comment? I cannot hear who?
I can't really see what is exactly oblivious and ignorance, because I think that, we are actually ignorant, that we unknowing we make mistakes and some kind of thing that we don't know. So I just
Oblivious is double ignorant. Ignorance is only single ignorance. Oblivious is double ignorance. We don't know, but we think we are right. When somebody tells us, no, we cannot accept. So oblivious is, you are even emotional. Okay. Yes.
But then how do you, because if your thinking is, I don't know, but I think I'm right, and how do you have a critical argument with someone who also doesn't know but thinks that they're right?
Alright. That's why the world is lost. That's why it's so difficult to break through. Because your opinion, my opinion, your controversy, my controversy, you go down to the top in the world, the United Nations. The most intelligent, most advanced, most dynamic people. The Russians have their opinion, the Americans have their opinion, the Chinese have their opinion, they cannot agree on anything. There is no science. There is no science. Why? Because people are oblivious, they really believe. They are not open-minded. Should I be wrong? They don't question. How you get them to question? How to make them, I could be wrong. That's what this whole program is about. We're looking for those ways of how to break through. How to help somebody. Yeah, actually, I never thought about that. How do you break through to them? Because they really think they are right. How can you prove them that they didn't consider that? So how do you break? You don't understand this. Because of limited information, you form a conclusion. And you believe in this conclusion. Okay? To break obliviousness, just for your benefit, so that we can move forward on some ways. When a child is born, okay, the brain has a mandate to keep the child away from pain and towards pleasure. And the brain uses feelings. So, when the child looks at something and tastes, this is good. So the child is going to register in his brain called something called a VV. The brain is registered by a VV. The brain now has a view of this thing which they just add. It's got a view. Oh, this is what it is. Plus, it has a feeling. Oh, this is good, not good. Important, not important. Useful, not useful. So the feeling. Some feelings are stronger, some feelings are weaker. That's why you like certain foods more, you like certain foods less. So the brain needs to register everything it knows based on VV to the extent of concepts and all that. This is a different topic, which when we go into studying about the brain. View and value. Yeah. Everything in life. For the brain, when it comes to a situation, it doesn't have a view or a value, it stops. It cannot do anything. Dangerous, not dangerous. What is it? Not. So they come, check, and all that kind of things. to make sure, because they have no view and value. So they need to establish a view and value. Once it establishes a view, okay, this is what big, small, fat, thin, this blue color, this is the picture, plus how is this connected to my life? Dangerous, not dangerous, how should I interact with it? It's called a value. Okay. When they establish a V and V, it goes into the brain. So now the brain goes into your brain, to your subconscious with the V and V, and once this happens, it knows how to interact. The next time it sees that particular thing, it already knows how to react to that. If it's hungry, it will eat. If it's not hungry, it will not eat. If it sees a snake, oh, run away, because it knows. But the first time, you try to touch the snake or play with fire, or the child, when they see fire, they want to touch, they want to feel, they don't know, because they need to establish. Once they've already established, the next time they come across, they know how to react to this situation. So the brain requires a V and V system. But this V and V system is based on a benchmark. The benchmark is, this child is touching the fire or eating the sweet and deciding the V and V based on instinct, not based on reality. What is the full picture? What is the implication? It's not. It's just putting the V and V, establishing the V and V in the brain based on a benchmark of senses or taste, here and now. It doesn't get the full picture. But nevertheless, it's in the brain. So this is put into the brain with a feeling, and that feeling is the thing which gives you the conviction. This is what it is. I know what it is. Don't tell me what it is. I have experienced it. This is what makes you oblivious. That I know, that feeling. How do you explain to the child, hello, this was good because you were using limited thinking. But if you look at this can cause problems. Now you are changing the view, and when you understand something, you change the view. You don't change the value. The whole process of transformation is changing the value. Until you change the value, you cannot transform, you cannot do all the activities. So we need to break through. But before we break through, before we go into the whole process of transformation, what we need to do now, do you understand about VV? A little bit, you understood a long time ago. Do you all understand? But we are going, when we go into the course, when we go into the study of science, we are going to study VVs in detail. We're going to study how the brain thinks. Why some people think like this, why some people think like that, what was not considered. We will study all of that. Okay, but that's going into the cause and the solution, trying to understand how the brain works and all that, and testing it out. This is called the VV. So, because of this, you need to break the VV. You need to break the lower system. Everybody has a lower system and a higher system. This lower system may have, some have more limitations, some have less limitations. How to break through the system, how to show to somebody you are operating on a lower system. You're not operating on a higher system. You need to upgrade your computer, you need to upgrade your thinking. You need to upgrade to, you are living by time-space. You have to cross over to beyond time-space thinking. How to help somebody move to beyond time-space thinking. Move to holistic thinking. That life, if you upgrade your thinking into higher thinking, then you will be able to see life in a far more clearer, far more way. Like for example, you can see ecology, and you can see a lot of hidden truth. You can see a lot of invisible realities when you train your mind to go into upper thinking. You can see a lot of invisible realities. You can see a lot of principles, and be able, your wisdom, your action, your judgment, your conclusions will all basically start to change, because now you are looking at life from a higher perspective, higher things. How to break this at this particular moment. How to prove to somebody that if you have lower thinking and higher thinking, what are the disadvantages before going into trying to understand lower thinking, higher thinking. The cause of the problem is to a certain extent lower thinking, higher thinking, all the 6 veils. All of this is going into helping a person understand the cause, studying what VV, how the brain operates and transformation, all of that. That is the second and third noble truth. And then do all kinds of activities to build. But how to get somebody to actually become interested in science of life that, hey, yeah, I could be wrong. How to prove to them that your system is having limitations. That your present system of thinking is a lower system of thinking. You're operating on time-space. You're not operating on beyond time-space. You are a human being. You have this beyond time-space ability. But you need to be trained. We are here ready to train you. But first, you must be ready to want to learn. Because, no, I am right, I'm smart, I know everything. How to break this? How to help somebody understand that by upgrading, you are not losing anything. You are actually becoming more clear. You're not being indoctrinated. You're not being changed. You're not basically being broken. You're actually being upgraded. So how to prove that there is lower thinking, higher thinking? So if we can prove to people if there is a lower thinking, higher thinking, they will not be oblivious. Oh, you are right. So whatever is my opinion, actually, I'm a lower thinking person. So let me find out. Then you become ignorant. When you become ignorant, very easy to teach. When you become ignorant, when you break this obliviousness, very easy. The moment somebody realizes, yeah, actually, I am operating on a lower system. My system of thinking is having all these limitations. Okay, I need to learn how to think. I need to be able to upgrade. I need to be able to understand more, see bigger picture, and then decide. Then they're not going to use their thinking. They become open-minded. They don't become closed-minded. No, all these arguments, wranglings, and all that stuff. But you will question. You're not going to follow blindly. It's no following blindly. Question. Is it this? So that's when you go into all kind of checking, all kind of questioning, all kind of finding out, and investigation. And we want to be able to present it in such a way where everybody will never be a follower. Nobody should be a follower. In the Baha'i faith, the best beloved of all things in my sight is justice. The most important aspect of human being is to see through his own eyes and not through the eyes of others. If you look through the eyes of others, you are indoctrinated. You're following somebody. You have to understand. And you have to conclude based on your understanding. You must choose. You must understand. You must not follow. All I can do as a teacher is help you to see the things which you have not seen. And when you see, now you will check. Is it a big picture thing or is it big picture just helping to see reality? If it just helps me to see reality, then don't call big picture anymore. My understanding of nature is this. When did you get your understanding of nature? Oh, big picture said no. Because of this. You start to explain the science. You take big picture out because it's got nothing to do with me. I am a teacher, nothing more. Next, please comment, share. Do we know what to do? Yeah.
Yes, many things you have said. So it's quite like I don't know, for me, I feel that you talk about obliviousness, you talk about yeah. So of course there's I can see that the obliviousness connected to Buddhist principle is the cause of all human suffering is ignorance, but we talk beyond, we want to talk the principle which is beyond that. And my point is how
how can I see, how can I put, yeah, what you talk about, you and value, VB. So how can I put all of this into one, and I can see a picture that what is the meaning of obliviousness? It is all about natural thinking and scientific thinking, or what is that? What is, yeah. So what I see is if I put that together, and I can see, like for example, I can see that actually obliviousness, we can't see many things surround us, like a lot of things, like we don't have the principle of beyond Maya, we cannot see that. So it's very difficult to say that when we don't have, we cannot see beyond Maya. Is it because we don't upgrade our natural thinking, we don't improve, we don't upgrade our natural thinking, which to convert from natural thinking to scientific thinking, to have full pictures of life? Like for example, we are still obliviousness is means that all these 6 or 7, maybe you add the 2 more, the 6 wells, this will be, we are still stuck in that. We cannot see that logic is one of our blocks. Yeah, our 2 instincts, yeah, one of our blocks. So this we can put a lot of things. How can we connect that? So I see shortcut is we need to understand that thinking will cause a lot of problems if we don't have the right thinking or high quality thinking. We have low quality thinking. For example, okay, an example. An example about the children here. Okay, so it depends on what my thinking. When the child, when for example this morning, a very good example, and I was giving all this cake to the whoever were here. So one person only 1 piece, and then I pass it to Amy. So Amy said, "Amy, please give to Joa you one," but Amy didn't give because maybe Joa didn't take or whatever. So then I gave to Joa, but Joa saw Amy holding 2 cakes, 2 pieces of cakes. So then Joa came to me. I want to. He started crying, and just one. He didn't. His logic is why Amy get 2, okay, and I only get 1. So for me, as somebody who try to live according to the principle, how can be fair? How can it's not my children, but how can I train him in that way? If I'm somebody who, for example, okay, only think about Joa feelings, okay, maybe I will give so that make him stop crying. But what way can I, So I have to use my thinking, depend on my thinking how to solve that problem. So teacher Adam was there and talked to Joa, and then the cake was the same. They just divide into 2 because he couldn't see these Chinese cakes. So just divide into 2. He got 2. So then teacher Adam was talking to him. We don't score. We don't give some more. So you see, they every get only 1, and you get 2. Is fair or not fair? So he started to look at everybody now. He looked at me, thank you, Auntie Chili, So I have to think that at that moment, if I want to stop him, I want to stop pain, I give him to, I spoil him. I will never train him. Yeah, how to, at that moment, to see him, his logic, his thinking is wrong. His logic is very logic. Why Amy get 2, I get 1, but we are not going to follow his logic. How can we give our thinking to improve him, to make him to understand better? Yeah. So that is, yeah.
Anybody else? Please add comment. How to prove that a person's thinking is limited? You can grow. how to also come up with a list of all of the dangers if you do not upgrade. If you do not upgrade your thinking, all the kind of problems you will face. You can be easily cheated, deceived, people can take advantage of you. Okay, if you are an emotional person, you don't have ability to upgrade your thinking. What are all the kind of problems you will face? What are all the problems you will face? What are all the limitations you will face? And what are the great things in this life which you will miss out? How to help somebody understand. So like Farsha said, there are different aspects. Breaking obliviousness, helping somebody see. Like all of you, when you study the story of the 7 eagles, you start to realize actually it's true. You know, the eagles were real eagles, but now they were behaving like chickens, and then they had to be trained. This story helps you to break your thinking that you are lower. No, actually, I also can be trained. Like the twins. Okay, you start to realize actually it's true. Yeah. How come this and how come that? So it is questioning your thinking. Or you hear that chili and listen to the father talking, the chief of the village talking, and then advising. Yeah, actually it's true. Thank you, women. Sorry. Yeah, it's actually true. Oh, these are all breaking your confirmation of the thinking. Yeah, actually it's true. These are different stories trying to break you from thinking that you are right. It's helping you to realize that actually you don't consider this. Okay? Your conclusions are not necessarily true. How to break? Because until you break somebody's thinking, and here the meaning of the word break means until you help somebody understand that actually there are two things. Yeah, actually, I don't consider that. Yeah. I really thought I was right, but actually when I look at the full picture, not really. So it is because my thinking is not holistic. My thinking is not complete. It's not looking at the bigger picture. It's a time-space thinking. It's a very limited thinking. Okay? And it's indoctrination thinking. But we really believe this. There's so many things we've been indoctrinated. So we're learning to understand about thinking. The limitations of time-space thinking. Time-space means natural thinking. We call this natural. This is not natural thinking. This is how all human beings naturally think. Yeah. Please comment. Please share. Is it true? Make sense? So now if you want to go and teach to the world, we need to have lots of examples, lots of stories, lots of ways to help somebody understand their key levels of thinking, and how we will explain also, for example, down the track is there are two childhoods. Human beings have two childhoods. First childhood was supposed to be natural thinking. Second childhood was supposed to be scientific thinking. That's when your intellectual faculty opened. You're supposed to cross over. But nobody taught us, nobody helped us to see. So we continued using our intellectual faculty without actually fully upgrading. We didn't fully upgrade. We got this extra but never really fully upgrade because we're still using a lot of feelings to decide a lot of things. We're still very, very strong in our opinions instead of being an objective human being. The intellectual faculty is supposed to help us to become objective, open-minded, questioning, understanding. Yeah, but we still continue with that very strong natural thinking, obliviousness. We are right. That's why I say, if the problem was ignorance, it would have been solved thousands of years ago. The problem is not ignorance, the problem is obliviousness. That's why humanity is going through this very, very difficult. Parents and children argue. Both think they are right. Both think they are right. Okay? But if the parent has the ability to correct the child and show that the child they are wrong according to the child's satisfaction, not according to your satisfaction. If you cannot break and help the child see, the child will never accept. So we have got now, for example, Kanika. Talking tells Kanika the sun is not moving, the earth is turning. Kanika says, Mom, you must be crazy. Can't you open your eyes and see that the sun was there and in the morning and is there in the evening? The sun is moving. Kanika says, the mother said, no. They are both going to argue. Because one is limited, one is more holistic, is able to understand certain different principles. But both are so strong. Why? Because they have different levels of thinking. Add information, extra information, which was not there. Invisible information. Okay, higher principles which were not there, which were not understood by the time-space thinking. The natural thinking doesn't have this ability to go into that. So argument goes on. But the brain is created to be oblivious. Because you need to act, you need to decide, so you need to follow your system. So until you get somebody showing you more, you will follow your system. So how do you do this? This is the point. The point which we want to have is, do we understand this concept of obliviousness? Do we understand there are two thinkings? How do we get this to the people? Stories, examples. Make sense? So you will make human beings very open-minded. Yeah. Please share.
That
Yeah.
you need to explain to people that the way they think, the way they form their opinions in arguments, and if they're very stubborn kind of people, actually they're not wrong. They are right according to what their experiences, their parents, their school, their university, their culture, their friends, and then we form our thinking and our opinions based on this. Even if we're educated, we still have certain level of indoctrination from universities or society. So we need to be taught that the way we think, the way we make opinions is based on, it's still a part information. So we're still using part information. Even if we're educated, we still haven't experienced so many other things. So we need to be shown that we are using part information. And when we use part information and we form opinions, actually we are correct, we are right, based on what we've been taught, what we've been shown. So we need to be shown that there's another way of looking at it. There's something else to consider. So we need to also show people that you need to become more objective. So when people can become more objective, then we can start to teach these kind of classes in science of life. So yeah, it's very good that this is the first stage of the book, is to help people open their mind, help people to become objective. So there's many ways of doing that. I guess one way is to show people about part picture and full information, full picture. So this is very important when we form our ideas.
I have a question. I feel there are two different types of groups in obliviousness, but maybe it can be broken with the same method. So I just want to explain. So example, people from the poor families in rural areas. So they believe that they are lower. The girl believes they are lower than the boy, and they don't believe in their potential. And when you tell them, they don't accept. So this one kind of obliviousness among the poor. But then there's also, like example, you go to Western countries where you talk about potential, and I remember I had a discussion with a guy in the bus about signs of life, and yeah, to some extent he accepts that a human being can achieve whatever they want to achieve. But on the other hand, he also told me, like, why would I want to do that? If I want to live my life like this, I'll live my life like this. Like if I just want to live in a nice community, and I mean I have the choice to do that, right? So I feel like this is a different type of obliviousness, but maybe it can be broken with the same method.
You're talking about prey predator. You're talking the ones who feel inferior and the ones who feel superior. Both are oblivious.
Both are oblivious.
Yes. Yeah. Some people are very strong. They really think. Some people no belief. Yeah. Both are oblivious.
We are trying to find the
No. We can find different methods for this. There is no one method. There is no miracle pill. That's why we need 100 different entry points. How to break. Different people will need. People who are religious, you need to have a different kind of example to break them. People who are heavily indoctrinated, you need to have different examples. How to help somebody see that limitation is because of development. How to help somebody see limitations can be very expensive. The whole life you are limited, you're deprived of so many things. You got a supercomputer, but you only use it for SMS and phone, and maybe checking Facebook. But you have got a supercomputer. If you want that, why do you want a Samsung? Why don't you just get some normal Nokia with some pictures? Why do you need to have a high quality? Spend all the money. Why do you need more 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? And all you're doing is SMS and checking some Facebook. Maybe a little bit faster, but the money may not be worth it. But yeah. Please comment. What do you think? Do you understand or understand? Who understands little? Who has got a little bit? Yeah. Mr. Silvam.
Yeah, I understand that after this we are going to break through all these oblivious people. So to break their thinking, to show that they are oblivious. So then to show them that they are oblivious, so we also have to understand, we also have to understand our principles to show them, and also we will give them a lot of examples so that they can understand well. Even yeah, I also had this, but I didn't have confidence to show them, because when this New Year time, so I went home and yeah, my father's my father's brother,
My uncle.
yeah, my my uncle's son.
Okay.
My cousin. Quite straightforward.
And he went to the horoscope and they said within a month he cannot go anywhere. If he go,
You'll die.
yes. And then I just showed him a little bit, but he still didn't accept.
You lucky you didn't show him a lot.
Because I
If
thought
he
that,
died, how?
yeah.
What happened if he died?
I don't know. That's why I was thinking that if I try to show him the principles of that, but if something happened,
You will get
I have to responsible for that.
something sure to happen. Something will definitely happen. What the horoscope man said is not horoscope.
The mind belief.
He's doing self-fulfilling prophecy. Another power of the mind. Something bad will happen, something bad will happen, something bad will happen, something bad will happen, something bad will happen. We are creating the negative energy to make something bad happen. This is called self-fulfilling prophecy. So horoscope is a very big thing in the world, not because they are telling you the truth, because of self-fulfilling prophecies. So be careful of interfering in horoscope, because for millions of years people still believe in horoscope because of self-fulfilling prophecy. It's not because of horoscope, because of self-fulfilling prophecy. People don't know. The same with reincarnation. There's a different principle which people don't understand why they believe. There's another principle. There's a higher law which you need to understand. But people who don't know all these things, when they see, they are, yeah, it's true, because they are looking at Maya. For Maya, everything is true. But beyond Maya, when you start to sit down and study higher laws, higher principles, you will realize there was a reason for all of this. So you're lucky you didn't stop him, you didn't force him to go out and immediately Pala will kill you. Now what I want to know is this. Don't try to teach anybody. Can you find out how you broke obliviousness in your life? You were also at one time oblivious before coming to science of life, before coming to science. What are those explanations which your teachers gave to you, or stories your teacher helped you to understand, made you question, and then made you start to think, and this started to change your life? I want that. I don't want to look for outside now, how to help others. I want you to record down how you were helped. And as you went along in life, what are those things which you saw which help you to confirm more and more? Why you love science of life? What does science of life help you to see to make you fly to life? So this is what you will be able to explain to people. Yeah. Well, Mr. Sina, what do you want to share?
Just now I have a question. Now you already
Answer. Okay. Next, who would like to share? Who would like to question? Who would like to ask? Yes.
I think maturity plays a big role in being an oblivious person. Maturity. Able to think positively.
It helps, but it's not complete, because there are a lot of mothers and old ladies and old men and older people who very stubborn, who really think that girls are lower than boys, who really think that, if you go far away from your house, it is wrong, who really have very strong belief in their opinions, and that's why a lot of children are not allowed to go far. A lot of girls are not allowed to go and study because parents still have this. But yeah, you are right. Maturity does help.
What about the wisdom of that person
It does
who
help.
knows what is wrong and what is right. And, who knows how to differentiate.
Yeah, it helps. It definitely helps. All of these definitely help because now you are incorporating more information into whatever you think, but it's not enough.
The level is not there.
No, you cannot break through them. They are still tough. But I mean, it's definitely level of maturity helps because if you can pick up, when you were young, you used to think like this. Now, because of wisdom, you think like this. You're thinking then and you're thinking now. It definitely helps. Yeah. Please. You're not supposed to give me the answer now. You're supposed to help me understand or to confirm that you know what you're supposed to do. Do we understand what we are trying to do?
Can I try?
Please.
So I just would like to share a little bit according to my understanding that the difference between ignorant and